Hello, it's me. Today we're talking about reform, specifically the defections to reform by the Conservative Party's MPs, or some of the Conservative Party's MPs. Now, when reform first presented themselves to us, they did so saying that they were an alternative to the Uni Party, and I reported that I didn't think that this was correct. It was my feeling that the Reform Party were in fact more of the same. And I think I mentioned that before long they would be attracting MPs from other parties. And so that's proven to be the case. As of a week ago, let me just refer to my notes a second. We've got Lee Anderson, defected March 2024, Danny Kruger, Robert Jenrick, Andrew Rossingdale, and Suella Braverman, which was the most high-profile defection, I believe. Now, let's just look at this through the eye of state intelligence. And let's say that when the Reform Party did present themselves as an alternative, in actual fact, they kind of may have been. I'm not saying that they were the answer to Britain's prayers, but there's an element that Nigel Farage is a bit of a spoiler. He enjoys that. It's what he's good at. He finds the flaws and exploits them. And I think that's good. I'm not much of a fan of Nigel Farage, but I like his style. And so it wasn't long before we started to see the first defections. I felt the defections may have been, in actual fact, compromised MPs who have very strong ties to the state, making sure that they had representation within the party. And Nigel Farage's recent jolly to Davos didn't help matters. Now, he could reasonably argue, and I think did, you can't affect change from outside of the system. But I disagree. I disagree entirely. Jeremy Corbyn, who I'm fond of mentioning on this channel, although I'm not sure I agree with him on everything, nearly did exactly that before he was outmanoeuvred and ousted from the Labour Party, turning it into this new liberal left monstrosity that we currently have under the leadership of Keir Starmer. I voted for Jeremy Corbyn's Labour, and I watched the polling on the day, and for a rank outsider, we got pretty damn close to changing the system. But we failed. Why did we fail? Because the Labour Party was in actual fact full of cuckoos, wrong-uns, people who were willing to sabotage what Jeremy Corbyn stood for and take Labour in a new direction. And fuck me, we're paying for that now, aren't we? And so it's my belief that these defections, whilst on the face of it strengthening the party, are in actual fact going to eventually weaken it. Reform, we will find increasingly as we move forward, are more and more weak sauce, less able to affect change because, the system. Reform in a year's time will sound more like Keir Starmer's liberal left Labour experiment than ever. You see, what I found out is the system is indeed strong. It's had a few hundred years to establish itself, and it will not relinquish power easily. Jeremy Corbyn, in my opinion, still represents the most realistic chance we have for change that we currently have and have had for the last 20 years. It's our job as citizens now to do what must be done, to take our medicine, do the unpalatable thing, and even if you don't align with Jeremy Corbyn, even if you think he's a bit of a creep, as was once said to me by a Sun-reading work colleague who actually I like very much, that's the person you need to vote for, because that's who they're afraid of. And so whether you think Jeremy Corbyn is indeed the right hand of God, or a complete and utter twat, he does, without a doubt, represent the most realistic chance for change we have here in the UK. Do let me know what you think in the comments below. Do like, subscribe and share if you'd like. It does get the channel out to more people. And until next time, look after yourselves.